Now, why the heck would anyone bother doing expensive, time, and labor-consuming ecological restoration in watersheds that were damaged by industrial logging when we could simply just let nature heal itself? Well, while nature is incredibly resilient and the idea of letting nature heal itself has this romantic appeal, it's really important to take a look at the reality of our situation and recognize that through decades of industrial logging, us humans have systematically removed the tools that nature would have used to do just that, to heal on its own. Let's say, for example, you're just walking along, minding your own business, then suddenly out of nowhere, you're jumped by a group of people who beat you and rob you because all they value is money. And in the process, they end up breaking your arms, legs, ribs, and a bunch of other bones. They're just a black and blue, floppy skin sack of blood and bones. Sure, those bones of yours may heal on their own, just as trees are gonna grow back in these clear cuts, but they're gonna be misshapen and warped, and you'll likely never fully recover to walk or run the same ever again. So what do you do instead? You go to a hospital with specialists who work to set and fix your bones so when they do heal, you can function properly again. That's basically what we've done with these watersheds. We have beaten the living cuss out of them for their resources and left them in a broken heap. Saying that they'll simply heal on their own is just out of touch with the reality of the state they're in and the fact that they will never be able to heal to what they once were on their own. They need help. You know, these ecosystems and the biotic factors in this part of the world have evolved in tandem with large-scale geographic changes following the retreat of ice sheets over 10,000 years ago, with large, slow-growing conifer trees slowing the rate that water flows through these landscapes and shaping rivers through their strong roots and large masses that creates complex channels and habitat features for keystone species like salmon. And then born into these healthy river systems, these salmon bring nutrients with them up from the oceans when they spawn that helps feed everything in these forests, from bears to martens to eagles to humans like us to the trees themselves, allowing them to grow big and strong and continue creating healthy rivers for those salmon. And with the removal of these big trees on the hillsides and along the riverbanks in a very short period of time through large-scale industrial clear-cut logging, we have lost the most critical tool that these ecosystems have that shape them into what they are. And without those large trees, it will take thousands of years for them to recover. Given the current and forecasted impacts of anthropogenic climate change, there's no guarantee that they'll ever be able to do that on their own, and endangered salmon populations that depend on these rivers simply don't have thousands of years to wait. They need all the help they can get right now. You know, us humans are and always have been active parts of these ecosystems. These watersheds on the West Coast were shaped by indigenous nations for thousands of years, and only in recent years, through the careless, profit-driven actions of colonial industry, have we created a situation in which nature on its own is unable to simply heal from this trauma. Yet, as active parts of these lands and waters, it's also up to us to do something about it, and that is where restoration comes in. Our efforts will never be able to replicate the exact ecosystems that were lost here to private greed decades ago, and they are no replacement for conserving healthy ecosystems in the first place. But through this work, we can help restore the tools that they need to grow healthy and strong into the future for all those who depend on them, from the fish to the forests and the communities that they support.